Test, test. Holy shit. It's so cold and windy. This will be a good mic test to see how good the DJI Osmo Nano is without having an external mic. On my walk to my chiropractor appointment, today is December 12th. It's a Friday. I didn't do my morning pages this morning, even though I did manage to wake up early in the morning. I spent too much time on the toilet scrolling through Facebook, believe it or not. And you know what? That's okay, because I figured that it might be a good idea to just do a little check-in on the artist way, and I guess like get my morning pages done on camera. If you're not familiar with the morning pages, basically you're supposed to write 3 pages every morning, longhand, just not judging your thoughts, write whatever that comes to mind. No stopping, just get it done. The goal is to get to the other side of the morning pages. The purpose of that is so that you can let go of any sort of judgment that you have about your life. And by doing that, you let go of your inner censor, the judgment and thoughts that you might have that hold you back from achieving what you want to be doing as an artist and as a thriving creative in this day and age. I feel like I should be vlogging from here because the sun is shining from this direction. So anyways, what was I saying? Yes, the artist way. Yeah, it's a really great tool. It's been about over a week, technically on week 2, but I haven't really checked in on week 1. I think this will be a good closer to week 1s by doing this sort of video check-in. Then that way I can look back and see the progress that I've made or what progress I have yet to complete, and also get my morning pages done by talking. In a way, like vlogging to me has always been about getting those reps in, very similarly to writing the morning pages. And there's been so many vlogs that I have filmed this year that never see the light of day. And that doesn't just happen for this year. It happens like all the times as I kind of grow as a filmmaker. I kind of know what's more quality. And sometimes, you know, I'm like, fuck it. And I do post it. Like my first vlog for Vlogmas day 1 of 2025. It was very unfiltered and raw, kind of like what this is. And I didn't really care, but you got to get those reps in somehow. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's the goal, what I'm aiming to do. Damn, it's fucking cold. And because it's so cold, it's really hard to like get things done. Today, I also got my insoles, these custom insoles that were very expensive. If you watched Vlogmas Day 1, you would know. These insoles are very different. I feel like there are these gel pads in very specific points of my feet. And they're so interesting to be walking on. And thank God I have these, because now I can start molding my feet, working on my arches. The issue with my feet is that they're hella flat. They're flatter than the earth. That's a funny thing to say. But yeah, my feet are flat as hell. And that's kind of a really big issue, especially because I have these hip problems and back problems and knee problems. And essentially, I found out that the source of all of that is my flat ass feet that I have not been working on because I kind of just gave up on it. But realizing like, because I'm having all these like issues with my whole body, like by addressing the feet and the balance and the way that I stand and walk, like it can slowly start to mold my feet. And I've been doing like arch exercises for the past like, I don't know how long, but I can see like some major improvements. I've been going to the chiropractor, been going to an acupuncturist, and I've been doing physical therapy. And a combination of all of that has really helped me mobilize and heal my body, which is really great. My physical therapist that I saw this week was like, I'm seeing some improvements. This is the first time that I have heard of that. And I have been working on this for like about 1.5 years now. So I don't know what exactly is doing it. I think it's a combination of all of it. But on top of that, I think the most effective is my chiropractor. Acupuncturist, I'm a bit skeptical, but I'm still going. The thing is, I have health insurance. I'm not yet 26 yet. I think that's when my parents' health insurance for me no longer exists. And because of that, I'm trying to now start taking advantage of it. This is also another reason why it was smart for me not to move to New York, because my health insurance works only in California. I'm trying to take advantage of it, trying to use the benefits, which is I get 30 days of the calendar year to use for both a combination of chiropractor and acupuncture appointments. And I found that out recently. And so I've been trying to take advantage of it, because a calendar year, if you might recall, is almost ending, which means that I pretty much have unlimited appointments to the chiropractor and acupuncturist, because there's no way in hell that I'm gonna get 30 appointments done unless if I do it like every day starting today. So that being said, that's what I've been up to. Once the year ends, I'm gonna start spreading it out, probably go like once or twice a month, and that will be like a normal routine. But I think it's honestly really good that like I'm starting off very strong, because a typical recommendation for both chiropractors and acupuncturists is that like you see them pretty frequently for like, I don't know, the first like 2 weeks. I think you see them twice or 3 times a week. And then as it slowly starts to get better, you can kind of taper down the sort of meetings that you have. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. God damn, it's so fucking cold. Why do I keep mentioning the cold? Well, this was like kind of a topic of discussion that like we're kind of in a period of time where it's really hard to get things done. And people wonder why, but I think I know why. It's so cold. Like how do you get things done in this like really cold weather when your immunity is being like slowly eaten away, and you're just forced to like suffer? There's no other choice for you but to like just stay in bed, Like I feel like I've been in a really bad headspace, and I know that like my day is so dependent on my morning routine, and my morning routine is so drained, and it's so hard to get out of bed when I'm just constantly in a state of feeling so cold. I'm like wearing a turtleneck and a hoodie and sweatpants and wool socks to bed, and it's still not enough. On top of like 3 different blankets. And like, I don't know, it makes no fucking sense, because I did not remember San Francisco being this cold in this day and age. Even going on a run is a lot for me. I'm trying to figure out the best way to hold this without like tiring out my hand. I don't know, still got to figure that out. I think like holding the monitor will like not I'm trying also not to block the mic as well, because I know how bad the audio is probably right now just by, doing this. Okay, just keep going, keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking so I can get to the other side. Well. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Not really sure. This is the streets. These are the streets of San Francisco, the outer Sunset area. It's a very beautiful walk. I've been doing this for a while now, just because I feel like this is a great opportunity for me to just like be away from social media. It's hard. Like, especially because of what I just talked about, the cold. It's just really easy to just like dive into my vices of, oh, speaking of vices, okay, well, let me finish my thought. Diving into my vices of scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube as well, and not getting the things I want to get done, also watching TV. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about is smoking weed. I've been going back and forth about this. Like, I'm not really sure like what to do, because like, to be honest, I do notice a lot of benefits from smoking weed as a creative, more specifically. Like, I feel more open, and the research that I have found feels very inconclusive. Like, there are some studies that say, yes, it is beneficial. And then there are other studies that are like, no, it is not beneficial. But also you have to be sober for 90 days to like see those benefits. And to me, I'm like, I want that long-term gratification. I'm trying to do this sustainably. At the same time, it's like not all art can be sustainable. And then it's like, I don't think I will be quitting weed, but maybe I will, because if I can, why not? It would be nice to do that. I feel like I'm in a period of time right now where I'm alone all the time, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I guess I'm like in solitude, and in that sense, it's kind of a great opportunity for me to stay sober. Wait, let me backtrack. Being in solitude is a great opportunity for me not to be sober, because I can really dive into like the creativity. It makes me wonder, but then I don't want to develop a sort of dependence. That is the current dilemma. We are now in the inner Sunset. There's a lot of people here, so this will be the test of how composed I can stay as a vlogger and not get self-conscious about what other people are thinking. We are currently at the markets. There's food everywhere. And this place reminds me very much of my childhood, just because of my mom used to take me here all the time. There are scents of Asian food and fruits. Very beautiful. I've been doing these walks while vlogging for a while now, and I always turn my camera off here. But this time, I'm determined to keep it on and to not really put any value to other people's judgments besides my own. And, I've been saying this for the longest time, you gotta get your reps in. And I can already see the improvement because of just my determination. I've already gone this far, so we're not even at the busiest part of the street yet. Oh, it smells so good. Dim sum everywhere. I wonder why I chose this specific chiropractor and acupuncturist at the same time, because I'm like, damn. Because I have, on this walk alone, I've walked by 3 different places that probably do accept my insurance. At the same time, you know, this walk is healthy, helpful, and I don't intend to switch it up. Although sometimes I have thoughts of doing it, and then other times I'm just like, if it works, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And like, it's not too far. It's always like a 10-minute drive if I'm running late, or even a 20-minute bus ride. And in that sense, you know, it's not bad at all. Here's a busier part of the street. Another market. This is the one my mom always goes to, or used to. I don't even know if she still goes here, but yeah. The 22nd Irving Market. Very cool, huh? Maybe I should have started this out with like this is a very chill sort of vibe setting. I don't know if I made that clear, but I think if you've gone this far, 21:57 seconds in, like, you'll know. You already knew that going into that. So yeah, not that I care. This is about me getting to the other side. See how long. It's like an endurance training thing to see how long you can vlog and talk. It's like hosting training, you know? This is my show. I'm hosting it. I'm just telling you all my unfiltered thoughts. Pretty much like a podcast, but with a video format. I'm like really loving this camera, by the way. The issue that I have with this camera, two issues. One, battery life. I feel like the battery drains so quickly. Right now it's not draining as much because I'm filming in 1080, but if I filmed in 4K, ooh, it would be over. And you know I'm about to film in 4K when I go on adventures, so better bring a portable charger. Second thing, when I have this like detached from the monitor and I turn it around, it like does this sort of auto rotating thing, and it's freaking annoying. And there's no setting that I have found that allows me to like lock the rotation. So it's pretty annoying. Other than that, I feel like I really like this camera. It's small enough to like where I don't even need a tripod. However, I do wonder if I do need one, because eventually I think I will need one. By tripod I mean like selfie stick, but like I like how it's like the wide field of view. Wow, that was like the first time I like stopped walking in like since I started this journey because of the stoplight. Anyways, we made it past like the streets of all the people on the streets, and I'm honestly really proud of myself, so kudos to me. There's still other people around here, but like it's a lot less, and because the streets are so busy with cars, I feel like no one's paying attention. Yeah, I'm really trying to push my boundaries as a filmmaker, and I think there's so many things that we're stopping here for the stoplight. It's this is like the very busy street. This is 19th Avenue, and yeah, cars are always zooming by. There's a Starbucks here that I've never been to. Let's talk about unemployment. Yeah, so I'd be unemployed, and that's not it's not a great thing, and I'm aware of it. It's something that actively like I think about, and I don't know, sometimes I'm like, I bounce back from these thoughts of like, should I own it? Should I own the fact that like I have a lot of privilege right now and like be taking advantage of it? And then there are other times where I'm like, I feel so guilty for the person that I am and the position that I'm in. I don't feel worthy of it. And I noticed that like when I do own it, and like live in this sort of power, I feel so much more confident, and I feel like the output of my work is so much better. I don't know, take what you will. I think my higher self is saying, like, yeah, own it, you know? You should be acting like you have, like, an abundance, because you do, you know, when you start acting like it. Like, even in the position that you're in, when you don't act like you are in abundance, you act like you're not worthy, and therefore you are not worthy. You have to really show up for yourself and be like, I belong here. And I think for me, that's a really hard and difficult thing to do, to like belong here in this sort of position. I grew up with a mindset that, like, I was not allowed to purchase anything because of like how scarce things are, and I think that really bled into the current like lifestyle that I'm in right now, which is, I think there are plus sides and negative sides to it. A lot more plus sides because I don't spend as much money. However, when it comes to spending money on things that, like, I think would actually benefit me, or like, you know, I just don't. And then it's also like, where's my work ethic? My work ethic is like all over the place. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I feel like, honestly, I come off as very entitled, and I'm very grateful for the position that I'm in. This is like essentially why I live in San Francisco. Being rent-free, it allows me to afford things that I normally would not be able to afford without like draining my savings. These piano lessons have been a godsend. I really feel like it's helping me build confidence as a musician. And I think that's like honestly what I pay for. The skills, like, it's like half the battle. The other half is like within me and like building confidence. My assignment for next week, for Tuesday, is that I'm going to be, I have to create a theme, a melody. And I'm very nervous about it. I haven't even started. I'm in that sort of doubt paralysis that no one likes to be in. And because of that, it's just like, I'm just like beating myself up, you know? I'm making things worse for me because I haven't given myself a chance to start. The other thing is, so if you saw my last videos, which they're not even out yet, so you definitely have not seen it. But maybe you have, because I guess they're out by now. What I'm trying to say is, if you saw my last videos, I talked about emailing back the concert photographer opportunity, and I said that I was really interested, and I sent them available dates. Well, they got back to me, and now I will be shooting the Love Cat concert tomorrow. Who is Love Cat? I don't know yet. I have to do my research. I'm very nervous, extremely nervous, but you know, I have a day to prepare, and that will be good, because I think preparation is very important. I've got all this camera gear. I'm not really sure what lenses to bring. I think my instinct is telling me to bring the 24-105 f4 because of its zoom capability, and then either get the 85, 50, definitely a prime lens and a zoom lens. I feel like that's kind of like where I will go back and forth from. But I'm just like nervous because it's like you only get 3 songs, and obviously like switching lenses takes time, and I don't know, I'm just really nervous because I'm like, it's hard to know what to do under pressure, especially when it's like your first time doing it. But you got to start somewhere. And in that sense, this is like my start to it. And then I have 2 other concerts lined up throughout this month. So that will be also very interesting to see like what I bring. I also think it depends on the artist themselves. I think Love Cat is a solo artist. So I feel like in that sense I don't have to be as focused on the wides, and I can be more focused on the close-ups. In that sense, like maybe I should just bring 2 prime lenses, like 185 and 155. I don't know. That's like kind of like, and then, or maybe I bring the wide zoom, which is a 17 to 28, and then bring the prime 85 or 50. I think the 24 to 105 though is going to be my best bet, giving me the most versatility. And because my camera has a lot of low light capabilities, I don't have to worry too much about the f-stop. However, I do know that like the pictures look so much better with a faster aperture because of the bokeh and the depth of field. Not sure if any of this is making any sense to y'all, but I try to think like from the perspective of if I die, like I can hang out with you, you know? When I die, I want y'all to be crying and so sad. And then you go watch my YouTube videos and you're like, oh my God, hanging out with my parasocial buddy Tristan. And like, yeah, I can keep you company. And that will be like my lasting impact, you know? And I'll be happy that I can leave out this sort of legacy to y'all. Still fucking cold. Jesus Christ. I don't even know if you can tell how bad the wind is. You probably can. What a week it's been. I totally forgot to check in about how the Artist Way is going. Okay, we are on the home stretch. We're almost there. The week has been good, honestly. I feel like I improved drastically as a creative just through sections of... Let me start that again. I feel like I have thrived drastically and have overcome a lot of self-fear and doubts as an artist. My biggest takeaway was that only I can make a difference and change the things in my life. And a lot of my doubts and fears, like I have to just look within to figure out like what I have to do, which kind of is a great segue to like why it's so important for me to be on my own in this moment. Like, yes, I have my parents' help, and that's been so great. At the same time, I'm also like without too many friends. And I think that's really great for me because I am a person that can be very easily influenced by the persuasion of others. Like if someone wants to go out, I'm just like, I don't really know. But then they ask me twice, I'll be like, yeah, sure, let's go out. And in that sense, it just makes it so much more, so much harder to like do the things that matter to me, like diving into this artistry, which then again, it's like, okay, so like, why haven't you been doing that much? You know, like I feel like the only thing that I've done is like worked on like 3 films and like made 1 YouTube video for my main channel. And like, yes, I see how I'm just like, in a sense, like it seems like I'm not really doing much and not making much progress in my creative pursuits. Then again, at the same time, it's like, it takes time. And I think being patient is the second part of being an artist. The second most hardest part, I think, yeah, being an artist is a combination of getting over your fears and doubts of like social judgment. And then another side of it is being patient with what you're trying to achieve. There's a super duper here, by the way, which I've never been to, but I think that's pretty cool because, yeah, like maybe I should work here. I do think I need a job. I need to stop being on like at least a part-time job where I can at least feel like that there's like a sense of purpose here for me. But I always keep putting it off till after this trip, after this job is done. I'm also a little pissed off, I'm not gonna lie. I apologize in advance to the production for like talking negatively about this. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. There's just been a lot of miscommunication or lack of communication or like last minute communication. There's a film I'm acting in, an action film, and it's just been like, you know, I'm working on it for free, giving them my time. I feel like there's like a lack of respect for the actors. The director like doesn't really communicate well, and I can tell like from a person who has been a producer, like there is a lot of lack of preparation when it comes to the work that needs to be done. A lot of it stems from like, you know, general like schedule availability, as well as on set like treating people with kindness and like valuing and respecting their time. And yeah, it just feels like, I don't know, like my shoot was supposed to be tomorrow and they canceled it yesterday. Like that's not productive. It's not helpful. So I don't know. I hope they can do better. I feel like I implied disappointment in my phone call about it. And like, at the same time, I'm not going to be one to like bash on someone. Like I get that schedules change and abilities change, but like you had like so much time to tell me that and like to get everyone's schedules in order. And like, yet like, why is this like being told to me like 2 days before? Like I have a life, you know? And also like, you know, I think it would be a different thing if I were getting paid for this. But I'm doing this like for free, you know? And it's like when someone gives you their time for free, like, I think it's important you respect their time. Like on set, there's a lot of drama that went down, but specifically the two things that stuck out to me were like, there were actors that showed up on set at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. They were not even used till 4 p.m. And it's just like, why did you schedule your schedule that way? As an AD and as a producer, that's like a no-no on my book. Like, actors' times are the most valuable. Like, you don't want to call them unless they're needed, you know? And especially to have them like not needed for like past a lunch break is just, I don't know. Anyways, I'm here, if you can't tell. So thank you for watching. This is my check-in, and
That was me.
yeah. Bye.